welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. In this short video, I'm telling you about something very serious that just happened, and I will start by saying that, as the title describes, I witnessed an incredibly serious, horrendous accident. I was the 911 caller, and before I tell the quick story and get into some points that I want to make, I will say that the driver was okay and he did walk away. So let's get started. Now, I also want to say that if you hear a lot of trucks and noise, it's because I'm at a truck stop currently parked for the night. So yeah, I apologize for the noise, but it is what it is because the windows are open and it's only 70 degrees out. So okay, I was driving on the highway today, and long story short, I turned a corner on the highway. The speed limit on that particular stretch of highway was 70 miles per hour. I was on my cruise control at 70 miles per hour in the slow lane. Turned the corner. All of a sudden, I saw a white cargo van jump go over the guardrail, the metal guardrail, flip, and then just a big plume of dust came up from it. I was one car behind, and so I immediately pulled over. I was taught when I was younger that it's, etiquette. If you witness an accident, you pull over, you make sure that the people are okay. And that's exactly what I did. I pulled over on the side of the highway, and I immediately just went into rescue mode. So I just jumped out of my van. I started dialing 911. I saw two other guys running over to the van, and I was just running. As I was dialing 911, it did go through my head for a minute. Am I going to find a dead person in this van? Or what? I have no idea, but I'm running toward it because I need to help this person, whatever it is that happened. So I got over there and I saw the driver emerge from the van. And immediately I told the 911 dispatcher that the driver is walking and conscious. I watch a lot of crime shows, so I know a lot about 911 calls as well. So I made sure that I let her know immediately that we were headed westbound on the highway and I needed fire, medical, and police because the van, which was a white cargo van, was actually a business. It was a refrigeration van. So the van was full of chemicals and tanks of sorts. So as I'm on the phone with 911 and I'm assessing the injured driver, I am noticing that the undercarriage of the van is starting to smoke. And all I'm seeing around me is a highway scattered with tanks of oxygen and chemicals and things like that and stuff everywhere and metal, and I'm like, this thing's gonna explode. So I started describing the smoke to the 911 dispatcher and told the other three men there, including the driver, that we needed to get away from the vehicle because it might explode. So in the meantime, the driver's head was bleeding. He was just bleeding from his head. He had a wound right here. I noticed it wasn't deep, but all of his arms were just covered in blood. He was talking to me, so I was able to relay that information to the 911 dispatcher, and literally my phone call with the 911 dispatcher didn't even end by the time the first police officer had shown up. So, huge kudos to the police, fire, and medical. They got there super fast. So they were able to take the driver and immediately assess his head wound. And then the story kind of further complicates because I didn't see exactly what happened, and it's still unclear exactly what happened because there was a tow truck with two vehicles on it involved, and the tow truck drivers didn't speak English and they didn't speak Spanish. In fact, I don't know what language they were speaking, but there was a huge language barrier. What's also really unfortunate is that the tow truck was carrying two classic cars, and the one classic car on the very back of the tow truck was completely smashed in. So it almost seemed like the refrigeration cargo van hit the tow truck and then it went flying down the highway. So I believe that's what happened based on the evidence that I saw. But in the meantime, I asked the officer, you know, as the paramedics were showing up and the fire crews were showing up, like, I'm the 911 caller. I don't want to be in the way. Do I need to stay? Do I need to go? And he's like, no, I need you to stay and give a witness statement. So, of course, I'm going to do anything I can to help. So I stayed at the scene for probably about 40 minutes. I helped pick up the debris off the highway because there was so much of it. And so I was just picking up tools and trash and, you know, pieces of plastic and there were huge ladders and things like everywhere. And so I was just helping to do my part, you know, to make sure the road was safe. And I just wanted to like be helpful but not be in the way. So that's kind of what I chose to do. I gave a lengthy witness statement and I had to give all of my information. I was the only person who stopped and I was the only person who called 911. So it was critical that they got all the information from me because of that. So I kept kind of checking on Winston because my van was running on the side of the highway, and I kept checking on him to make sure he was okay, letting him know that I was okay. There was lots of noise and lots of sirens, lots of lights, but you know, it was all good. All of the personnel there had it handled. The driver was okay. The two men in the tow truck were completely uninjured, so that was great. It was really best case scenario given the circumstances. So that brings me to the point of be careful on the road out there. You know, I sit in the slow lane and I go slow. I'm never on my phone when I'm driving. You know, it's like things like this can happen so fast and so quick. And I don't know what the situation was, but it's like, you know, if you lose focus or not paying attention for a second, like these things can happen. And that van, like that could have been me. Like that could have been one of you. That could have been one of my friends. I mean, to see the cargo van turned upside down on the side of the highway it really hit home. I mean, that could have been me. That could have been one of my buddies. That is so scary, and it's so important to be safe out there on the road. All right, y'all, well, that's all I have for you on this video. I am going to show you a quick clip of the accident. So stay tuned for that, and be sure to like and subscribe. Be safe out there, my friends. Mwah. I love you.
15 running. Shit.